So how this all happened. It all started with a Marine asking Mila Kunis to the Marine Corps ball. He was deployed, he made a video, put it on YouTube, it went viral, and while Mila Kunis was on tour with Justin Timberlake in support of their new movie that they made a couple of months ago, a journalist asked Mila if she had an answer for that Marine, and Mila Kunis had no idea what she was talking about, but Justin Timberlake did, because he was all like, "Oh yeah, yo dog, I'ma hook you up. You gotta do this for your country, Mila." And he was all Justin Timberlake like, and Mila was like, "What, me?" And they told her the story, and she was like, "Absolutely, I'll go," which is awesome. I mean, good for that guy, and it's a really nice thing to do. So not to be outdone, a female Marine then asked Justin Timberlake, "Hey, you want to dog out my girl Mila? Well, I'm gonna ask you, jerk." And he was all like, "Shit, I better do it because she's a Marine and he will, you know, she will, well, he, shim, he, she, I don't know." She was actually pretty cute, but yeah, she'll break my face, so I better do this. So now he's going. So then all these Marines saw this and they were like, "Holy shit, celebrities are going to the Marine Corps ball." So they asked a whole bunch of people, Betty White, Scarlett Johansson, both of which said no. But Scarlett Johansson sent that one dude 2 cases of booze because, you know, when I don't get a date with Scarlett Johansson, I drink too. Me and a couple of friends were sitting around, we were talking about this and how pretty awesome it was that these celebrities were doing these nice things for these military members. And I was like, you know, a veteran should make a video asking a celebrity for a job because there's no jobs out there. At least there's no good jobs out there. Every day, hundreds of military members are getting out of the military and they're coming home to nothing. Like, there's no good jobs out there. Not necessarily jobs, but there's no careers out there. It's like we join the military because we are led to believe that you put military member on your resume, you're gonna get this awesome job. And maybe it's true, but for me it's not. Like, I'm getting I had no luck whatsoever finding an awesome job. I do have a job, but it's not good. But there are companies out there that are like veterans first, but what they're offering isn't anything spectacular. Like a certain phone company is offering veterans like customer service jobs, and it's like, you know, not for nothing, phone company, but we didn't join the military to become a customer service rep. We're a little bit more qualified than that. And it's like any Joe off the street can do that job. My friends in turn said, "You're a veteran, why don't you ask a celebrity for a job?" So I said, okay, I'll do it. And I thought immediately, Kevin Smith. Why? Because number one, he seems like a cool dude to work for, you know? I mean, I'm a fan first. I love all his films. I love his comics. I love his writing style. It's just, it seemed like I could relate to that guy. I was a video store clerk. I could relate to that guy. I worked behind the counter slinging videos at a mom and pop video store in Belleville, New Jersey. And you know what? It was a lot of fun, but I know exactly what it's like to do that crappy job. So I made the video, I posted it August 6th. I got like 100 views the first week, and I thought to myself, wow, this could possibly work. So a week went by, and I said, I gotta do more self-promotion. So I made a website, I bought the URL, and it's called hiremekevinsmith.com. I started trying to think of ways to kind of like get his attention. A bunch of my friends posted the videos on their Facebook, they sent it to Kevin Smith on Twitter, they sent it to Jason Mewes on Twitter, they sent it to like everybody in his circle to try and get his attention. And I sent it to Kevin, I sent it to Ralph Garman, who works with Kevin on a podcast called Hollywood Babylon. So 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by, the video stays at 160 views. Like, I literally peaked. I like got there and then stayed there, and that's it. I was like, you know what, dude? I had everything to gain from this and nothing to lose. Yeah, a couple people made fun of me. I got a couple of ridiculous emails to the address that I set up with the video. And whatever, that's expected. I don't really give a crap. I shut down the website. I was like, you know what, dude? It's not worth it to keep doing this. Forget it. And I'll just try and figure something out. Another week went by, and this time it's September 6th, my birthday. It's a month to the day that I posted the video. And I'm dropping off a short story to a friend of mine because I want his girlfriend to play a role in this short film that I'm doing for my portfolio for film school. I'm checking my email while I'm hanging out, and I get a bunch of emails from random people that I don't know to that email address that I set up with the video. They're all saying things like, congratulations. Purdy said that he would hire you. One person was like, why Kevin Smith? But it was mostly a lot of congratulations, and I was like blown away by this because it came out of nowhere. But then I thought, you know what, it's people messing with me, which again, it's totally expected. So I check out the YouTube video. It was up to like 600 views at the time. Wait a minute. Something not right here. Maybe YouTube's messed up, whatever. So I actually had plans to go out to dinner with my family that night. So I went out to dinner with my family. All the while, I'm like holding my phone underneath the table, checking the YouTube video, and it keeps going up in views. Like every hour, it seemed like 100 more people watched the video. So I get shitty drunk. ate awesome food, got home, immediately got on my laptop. It was like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I checked the YouTube page and it's up to 1,000 views. And I'm like, what the heck? So you could check like the statistics on YouTube when you post videos. You could see if people enter certain information, you could see like if they're a guy, if they're a girl, like how old they are, where they're from. And that's like the thing that was the craziest, because there was a lot of people in the United States, a lot of people in Canada, some people in South America, some people in Africa, Asia, Europe. It was like all over the world people watched this video. Whoa, what's going on here? I go to all of Kevin Smith's assets, like his websites and stuff like that, and I like start checking to see if there was any sort of confirmation for this. And then I got to the podcasting section. Now he does a podcast with Ralph Garman called Hollywood Babylon, and it's basically all about Hollywood news, and it's really funny, and I listen to it every week. It's just that I download it the days that I go to work, so this way while I'm working I have something to listen to, because I hate my friggin' job. On the show they talk about things, like I said, and they also post pictures and videos and stuff like that, and because they do it live in a comedy club, so the audience members can see what they're talking about. And then if you're listening at home, they post it on their website. So I go on the website, I scroll down, and there on the friggin' website is my big fat ugly friggin' face, and it says Soldier to Smith, and I was like screaming, holy shit, they saw my video, he saw my video. And I download the podcast, I play it, and it gets to the part where they're talking about some chick from the hills who got tweeted a message from a guy in Afghanistan because he couldn't make a video. Will you go to the Marine Corps ball with me? She says yes, and that segued into my video, and they play it and they razz me, which is totally expected because I make stupid jokes. At the end of the video he's like, fuck no, and I was like, oh, and then he's like, nah, I'm only kidding, and I was like, yeah, and I start screaming at the top of my lungs, holy shit, this is the best thing that ever happened to me, on my birthday no less. And I immediately stop because I think to myself, my neighbors are sleeping, it's a Tuesday night at midnight, you know, they're probably thinking I'm fucking, and and I'm not good at it at all. So I tone it down and I start hitting up Kevin on Twitter, like, is it true that you said yes to the veteran? And I get no answer. And again, that's totally understandable because probably 100 people every minute are hitting up Kevin Smith on Twitter. So I hit up Ralph Garman on Twitter, and I'm like, hey Ralph, that was me on the video, thank you so much, I really appreciate it, how do we set this up? And Ralph sends me a message back, surprisingly, like really quick. I was surprised. He said, production's a ways away, but send me your contact info and we'll be in touch. And that was it. But then fast forward to about a week ago, I go to see Kevin Smith live with Jay and Bob Get Old, another podcast he does, down in Red Bank in New Jersey. Now I live in North Jersey, Red Bank's about 45 minutes away. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to this thing. If I have the opportunity to meet him and actually confirm it, then that's all I need. So I go down to Red Bank, I hang out outside the theater. Eventually Kevin drives by and I wave at him and he waves back, and I mime like, hey man, roll down the window. And he actually rolled down the window, and I was like, what's up, Kevin, how's it going? And he's like, good, man, you know, you come and check out the show? I was like, absolutely. He's like, awesome, I hope you have a good time. I was like, Kevin, before you split, listen, I have a question. Do you remember that veteran that asked you about working on Hit Somebody, like in that video? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, that's me, dude, I'm that veteran. And he's like, hey, man. Like immediately he got excited, and I got even more excited because he got excited. You know, I have a couple questions, you know, about the production. Do you mind, like, give me a couple minutes? And he's like, sure, hang out over here, I'll be right back. So he comes back, he gets out of his car, and I was like, is it true? Like, are you serious? Like, am I going to work for you? And he's like, absolutely, abso-friggin-lutely, you're in like Flynn. You're in like Flynn. And I was just like, I just wanted to start crying. Like, I don't care, dude. Like, I literally wanted to start crying. It was the happiest moment of my life. And then I asked, you know, like, what can I, like, how far away is production and stuff like that? And he told me how far away production was, and I said, you know, like, can I have a way to get in contact with you in case I have any questions? And they gave me some contact information, which is really, really awesome. And he was really, really nice. And I got a hug. I got a hug from Kevin Smith. And I said, thank you so much. And he said, no problem, man. I hope you enjoy the show tonight, and I'll see you in a couple of months. And I knew right then and there that I was in like Flynn. And that's the story, and that's how it all went down. So yeah, I get a lot of messages and emails from people who are his fans, asking me questions like, what am I going to do? What did I do in the military? Why Kevin Smith, like I said before? So I'll get around to answering those, but I'm gonna try and update this channel as much as possible. Send me as much information, like send me questions, dude, bring them on. Just, yeah, this is I'm in for the ride of my life, and I cannot wait. And I'll give you updates as I get them. Like, I don't have any inside information or anything like that, but like, I'll let you know what's going on with me, and it should be a lot of friggin' fun, and I'm totally stoked. And I really thank Kevin very much for giving me this opportunity, and more so, I thank Ralph Garman for showing him that video, because if it wasn't for Ralph, this would have never happened. Hit me up, send me emails, send me comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you will know what's going on with me with this production. Yep, this is already too long. I'm done.